Приветствую всех любителей интересного геймплея. Пошел мне персонаж код. В очередную часть прохождения игры под названием Disco Elysium. Disco Elysium с нами. Пойдем, что ли? Куда вообще идти, не помню. В прошлый раз мы с вами нашли вот эти документы наши, папочку. В правой руке у нас журнал забвения, он теперь называется. Может быть, другие бонусы дает, кстати. Авторитет, внушение, внутренняя империя. Ну окей. Выкинули мы там открытку эту. А, теперь нам можно к трупу, да. Возле трупа будем как можно больше оттираться. Надо же, рано или поздно закончить с ним. Давайте осмотримся.
Industrial strength. The can used for tying cargo to lorries. Yes, it looks like they use whatever was on hand, paying no attention to not incriminating themselves. It's not merely polyester, it's steel reinforced. This makes getting him down much more problematic than I had assumed.
Да, мы в прошлый раз с вами проиграли и начали сначала. И, собственно, поэтому сейчас занимаемся прокручиванием старых диалогов. Дело рук мертвых рабочих. Мертвых, читаю, портовых. Смотреть на труп. Как они вообще его туда подняли?
A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around. That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle.
Закрылось, он делает жест, будто тянет ремень.
The brief suggested as much. Politically motivated by the ongoing strike. Did you not get a briefing? Then you should ask me the first moment we get.
Что делаю? Так, что там надо? Кима рассказать вам о деле. Давайте прямо сейчас и попросим. Лишние очки опыта получим.
Yes. What do you want to know? Ah, yes. The case brief you missed. Now I remember. 3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not... A security guard or worker of some sort, hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinez. They didn't identify themselves in any way. There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The Dock Workers Union is the de facto police in Martinez. That's right.
Просите Кима рассказать. Вот, искомерение.
You don't know? I assumed you were in on it.
Он думал, что я участник.
Better still than an imbecilic cop-off.
Все лучше, чем эта имбецильная участковая бадаловка.
It's just stupidity. We should...
On the surface, he's dismissive, but there's a conspiratorial glint in his black eyes. If only...
The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the Industrial Harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality. So we've led... Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinez than who has to. It's an or... I think the dispatch desk just told...
So, he volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of competitiveness. On the contrary.
Он сам вызвался представлять 57, но не из соревнований.
Yes. I'm an unrepentant spoilsport. Martinez? Nothing. It's just a puddle at the end of some drain pipe. No one cares about this place. They care about sports. Most of our colleagues don't even know how to get here. North of the interchange doesn't exist. A good joke.
He does not actually think it was a good joke.
Шучу.
It's not that many. Officer, I'm sure you have a lot more cases solved. Was there anything else you wanted to ask about the competition? If not, we should move. Yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget.
He's actually glad it's addressed now.
Опасно. Так, а что там? Да, это совершенно бессмысленная история. Забудьте, что я вообще о ней упомянул. Но вообще-то он рад, что это было обговорено. Почему 41-й участок мне послал? Угу. Наверное, попозже сюда зайдем, нажмем. Логика. Или качать логику. Чуть-чуть мне до нового очка. Логика у меня уже 3. Тут 13. Надо офигеть. Опасно. Думаю, тебе следует знать. Что такое? Почему 41-й участок мне послал? Хочу поговорить о тебе. Я заметил, что ты за мной ходишь.
No response. He just arches his brow.
Have you tried concentrating on something other?
There is a sudden, harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs.
Not a fan. It's just the nature of lieutenancy.
The RCM deploys a self-styled structure called the Decomptage as its chain of command. Every lieutenant is responsible for 2 sergeants and 8 officers. That means
Ладно, давай поможем.
we should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 p.m. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation. Focus on other people's troubles, not your own.
a moment passes. The lieutenant glances at the sports watch on his wrist.
Повисает молчание, мне послышалось, момент ушел. Расскажи мне еще раз о деле. Давай логику.
Because you're the best qualified. No, that doesn't seem right.
Несомненно, я исключительно квалифицирован. Тупой мозг и ни хрена не.
If you're so well qualified, why can't you remember why you were sent? Anyway, don't keep the lieutenant.
Excuse me? You have a distinctive way. I hope you don't take this. They say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic, yet thorough. Prioritizes containers. I don't know. Containers contain, I guess. I'm making assumptions. We should move on.
Нет, емкости вмещают.
Passing along frivolous interdepartmental stereotypes is not usually his oeuvre. He regrets bringing it up.
Me? I don't see how my life is that's a fair point. That's correct.
You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this, but you can't quite muster enough testosterone.
Грубо сил не хватило, да?
I guess you don't need glasses, then. That's because I'm half Zeolite. It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be in... You're barking a...
He's glad to have shut down your question.
Отбил твой вопрос.
No.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is paralyzing them. You're pretty sure it has something to do with the lieutenant's eyebrow. The eyebrow is exercising psionic control over you.
Something the matter, detective?
This guy's got authority off the charts. With just the flick of his eyebrow, he's able to make you his thrall.
У него сильный авторитет.
Nothing. You better hope he doesn't abuse his authority. There's a lot of it. The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain control of yourself.
What do you mean? I have no idea what you're talking about. What? Think? I do most of my work inside.
The lieutenant produces. That's where his conversations with himself take place.
Good. Let's change the subject. What do you want to know? Good.
Окей. Это у меня должно где-то отобразиться на карте, да? Ким, логика опасна. Окей, пошли пытать трупик.
The man before you is naked. The hangman's not.
Industrial strength. You can use... Yes, it looks like they use whatever...
The cadaver hangs from an intricate. His corpse is marked by alcohol and heartbreak.
Чего? Его тело отмечено звездами. А чем будет отмечено мое?
A map of the stars. I do see some similarity to astronomical charts. Great Century Messinian, maybe. But this seems more particular. Customized somehow.
As if someone left out most of the night sky, filtering it through personal choice. The principle of this filter remains unknown to you. The thought dissipates, and you feel as though you were only half right.
So am I.
Я тоже что-то упускаю. Это надо стягивать молнию на своей оранжевой куртке.
He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears. Some sort of camera.
А, сейчас будет фотографировать.
Shit, Kuno! What the f-
An instant color camera.
This is the first time he openly acknowledges the kid's existence.
I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a
In case we need it. Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it? It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter, to us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around. Sure, just don't lose it.
The glassy-eyed corpse looks by. His eyes, dark brown. Underneath the curdled meat there is an expression. Not carried on his features, but below. I'm gone.
Меня здесь нет. Начинаем общаться. Что происходит? Противный, скучный, вонючий. Но кто-то...
I'm a joke. Look at me. A killer. A motherfucker. And a killer. Go ahead. Go into the wild pale yonder. In the past. Way out in the west. What do you mean? It's the power of imagination. Go ahead. Ask me more questions. Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions?
Коп. Перуния. Коп.
Here you go, you loony. Fuck no. You're no Rooney. Between you and me, your name is probably... You can be anything you want, brother Coppo, because you have.
Так и есть.
Do I remind you of someone?
You sure I got out of that one? Coppellini.
Капеллини. Он типа полупоет.
Maybe I was getting my rocks off.
Роксов. Диалект такой, да, интересно.
Do I look like an erotic auto-asphyxiation type to you? Captain Coppodromo, I fear we are drifting away, fixating on sexuality again. Come back later, Coppo. Amuse yourself with my...
As you narrow your eye, only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue.
How should I know why you are squinting, officer? Oh. You are trying to assess lividity.
The monster comes.
So, what do you think? I do.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
It means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal like.
I think he was upright immediately after death. Blood has gathered in his hands and feet. And the noose acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis here is in... There's always a chance. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt. We'll have to get him down first.
The pool of blood.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
The fuck he's saying?
Talking about shit.
Did we? I don't feel lucky. I agree.
There are crow's feet in his eyes. He's laughing silently.
Totally dead. Dabadoob-doob dead.
Он подпел, этого я вообще не ожидал.
But there is no breath to catch. Only the cadaver filling.
Of course. You have questions. Come back later, Cop.
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in.
The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt. The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting it. Yes, we do. I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appeared to be suspect in this case. It seems like... Okay, they do have the tools and the men. And since it looks like they put him there...
Стрелять? Ну, может быть, попадем?
But what other options? The corpse twists on the belt like chicken.
Yeah, bang.
How? It absolutely will not, officer. That's not how physics work. It will maybe...
Yeah, now we're talking. Entertain a cool...
They'll miss. The pig.
The lieutenant is undecided. On one hand, he wants to shoot some gun. On the other, it's an awfully stupid idea.
Ну, я не хочу пробовать. У меня там... У меня только психика в порядке. А, ну, значит, тройка есть. Ну, забей. Передумать, промолчать, пусть сам решит.
Silence. With his elbow sharp, the lieutenant unzips and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks.
Хотя, вообще-то, он в прошлый раз промахнулся.
He then steps back and assumes the fellow's desk position, taking aim. The corner of his eye.
He's gonna fucking miss!
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenements.
God damn it.
Ну, второй раз стреляет, чё?
He feels bad about it, about his eyes mostly, just having bad eyesight, probably from a young age. Whatever you do not console.
Fucking idiot!
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he?
I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down without assistance. Okay, they do have the tools and the... Okay, let's do it in the lousy, dangerous way.
Тогда за дело. Я даже не знаю, где этот порт на самом деле. Взаимодействие. Что это такое? А, это фотография.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso of the hanged man, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time the lines intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. It still kind of looks like a map of the stars in the night sky, but something's not right. For you to discover, you've gotten as far as you will without assistance. Someone close to the victim might know. Gone.
Ушедший. Кто же ты? Окей, пока убираем.
An intricate
Взаимодействие.
web, it still kind of looks...
Все, просто посмотрел, как
It's
это
just a
работает.
racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much. Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed away mug that you dug out of the garbage?
Это просто смешная кружка. Неужели ни у кого не осталось чувства юмора?
Understood. You're that kind of detective. Why don't you get back to your case?
Так, мы определили кружку?
It's just a racist mug, but it will not happen. The mug talk is exhausted. It is time to return to work.
Все, исчерпал себя. Что мне теперь с ним делать? Даже продать надо, чтобы изучить предмет. Используйте кнопку взаимодействия в инвентаре. Наверное, просто выкину ее попозже. Так, подожди. А, в конце дня татуировка жертвы. Поспрашивайте о том, что могут значить татуировки. Снимите. Найдите способ попасть в порт и попросите Эврара Клэра. Причем имя дали. Могли написать просто кого-нибудь. Который час? 2 часа, да, еще полно времени. Еще можно забежать, лицо протереть свое. А, открылось. Ну давай забежим.
A thin man is, as you step in, it must be his name. Garanzi. Garanzi Quebec. The man puts his cup down and he smiles and bangs his ladle against it.
Ну, попозже с ним поговорим. Бабки заберем.
You see ahead, you immediately feel drawn to the color. The door does not budge.
Я вернусь, дверь попомню мое слово.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads? Yes, I suppose it's worth seeing if we can get in. just to be thorough, as a side investigation. If you say so, Gart is the person to ask about this, the cafeteria manager.
The cobalt blue surface feels
Ну у него, по-моему, ключей нет. Пошли дальше. Подожди, что?
Kim also tries not to look at the pile of taped viscera on the carpet, or the weird suitcase on the hat rack, or the potted plant dying in the corner. But it's all just too morbid to ignore.
I can see that.
A mirror hangs on the wall, covered in steam. You cannot see yourself, really, or recollect as you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror. Abort. You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there. And you...
Так, тут что? Потайные коридоры. Инструменты. Вот это, наверное.
A mirror hangs on the wall as you slowly... Abort. You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome. Behold, you have no idea who this thing is, do you? It appears you're also dead. There's clearly rigor mortis on your face. Or wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why? Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring. You couldn't stop if you wanted to. It's neurological. You can't, can you? It's like it's not even voluntary. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey? Please promise yourself you are not going to try it on any of the ladies, whatever happens. That's right. Not even yourself. Go ahead, try something. It's not an order.
Починить вентиль, хватив болторезом. Техника нужна. В прошлый раз мне просто повезло, да? Ну да, попробуем удачу, может быть.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression. The faucet is quite terribly mangled. You handle the chain cutters deftly. Told you that you needed those chain cutters. Everything is connected. The mirror begins to clear slowly without you having to wipe it.
А зачем? Зачем я починил? Ничего не удалось. Так, Ким, не хочешь ничего сказать по поводу двери, может быть?
Yes?
Ой, не то. Ничего. Так, галстук я хочу
This
все-таки
fan has
забрать.
two chain. Or has it been consigned there as punishment? You
Эквилибристика.
feel as though this creature is your friend and wants to reattach itself to your neck so that you may continue your adventures together in this strange world. This fan has, or Has it been consigned there? Oh no, it's happening again. You didn't catch it, and now there's a numbness in your left arm. Plus, it's even worse this time. Maybe you should still happening. Definitely worse than the last time. Finally, the stabbing recedes. You could try doing it again to see how painful it gets. But you...
Офигеть, я не могу забрать галстук. Шансы не выпадают. Ну ладно, зато на другой шансы выпадают. Заблокировано. Нифига себе. С дамочками не поговорили в первый раз. Надо разговаривать с дамочками. Ну ничего, когда мы полностью историю разложим, уже будет совершенно все просто. О, дождь пошел опять. То есть снег то дождь. Осадки постоянно выпадают. Ну что, звонить в участок, что ли? Давай звонить в участок.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone,
Блин, подожди, а
a
что
pull-out
там?
toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Карты, зеркало, электрохимия, энциклопедия, логика, концептуализация. Ну, будем вот так и закрывать, да, спящий-портовый рабочий, мусорный бак и куна. Ну, может быть, куна уже не получится. Блин, где мои эти... Блин, где мои эти аббревиатуры там имен?
As you tap on the gauge,
Now, that's enough fun with the foldable headlights. I know they are mesmerizing. They are also fragile. I'm not going to turn it on for you again.
О, больше не будет для нас включать.
the frequency tableau lights up, and the soft purr of electrical...
This is Precinct 57.
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41st precinct here. I'm putting him on.
Это 10. Ответьте огнеходцу. Давай.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Of course. What is the number, officer?
Yes, hold.
Received. Hold.
Give it a minute. She might be busy.
Just wait. Relax.
Officer, I have Sylvie Malaika on the line for you. Yes, hello? Oh, right. Hello, officer. What can I do for you?
You can hear resentment in her tone. She's not thrilled to be talking to you again.
Well, you tried to jam it down the toilet, sir, clogging it completely. After I had unclogged the toilet and retrieved the paperwork, I threw it out in the trash, thinking you didn't need it. I am sorry about that. Anything else, detective?
Блин, может он знает, где мой пистолет?
No, I don't know. It wasn't me. I haven't been out there since. I was terrified of the stench and the corpse. No, not me. No, sorry. I don't. Not a lot of people have phones around here. Copper thieves take the wires. People don't have the money to have the cables put in again. They use the union's phone, or the one on the coast.
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just might take a while.
Yeah, go on. You mean, why did I leave the bar? Honestly, I'm not really comfortable discussing it with you, sir. Let's just say I left because I needed to get away from someone. Maybe, I don't know. I just know I have to take some time off right now. I do hope so. Please, don't call me again. Bye.
Yes, you have obviously done something to upset her at the whirling in rags.
I'm not mad, it's just... You were so drunk and so emotional all the time, and then the skua thing happened. It just made me want to quit. The stuffed bird, the great... I think you said it had been giving you shit ever since you got there.
Блядская птица это заслужила.
It was a pretty bird, there since I started working in whirling.
There's genuine sadness in her voice.
The stuffed bird, I think you said it had been giving you didn't seem like you had fun doing it though. Yes, obviously. You were the worst client I've ever seen. And I have seen so many assholes in this place. I've had sailors fighting, union guys grabbing my ass, kids stealing booze. Once a guy was glued to the karaoke machine every night for 2 months. But you... Well, you were worse than all of them. Honestly, you were getting borderline aggressive. Even about little things like not turning down the volume at 3 a.m. I even liked one of those songs you kept listening to on repeat. No more. I hate it now. We Go On by the O.O. I can't listen to it anymore. You've turned it into a parody. To hell with that song. Then there was your room. Your project. An experiment to see how bad it can get in there. I tried to send the cleaner, but you wouldn't let me. Threatened to make me understand. I had no idea what you meant, and I don't want to know. And then you screamed something about how you're a piece of shit human being, and why does anyone even let you work as a policeman? That you'd fire yourself, but you can't even do that.
Нехило, простите. И все, ну это куда ни шло.
And then I had to deal with your toilet. The one you clogged with police documents, causing water damage downstairs in the kitchen. I won't even mention you waving your gun around, harassing customers, threatening to sing karaoke, threatening to kill yourself.
Я уж молчу о том, как вы размахивали пистолетом, приставали к посетителям, угрожали петь под караоке, угрожали себя убить. Где пистолет?
No, you really weren't. You were simply the worst.
Я пытался приоткрыть вам врата в завтра, показать великую панику перед занавесом. Да это худшая барная девка в моей жизни. Чика, ну расслабься, ты совсем не ценишь хороший тусич. Не знаю, что и сказать, наверное, самое оптимальное. Лучше извиниться, хочу новую инфу вытащить из нее про пистолет.
God, I knew I shouldn't have brought it up. Just try not to call me again, and let's pretend it never happened.
А что кроме ООО? Я ищу песню.
Oh, all sorts of things. From disco, rock too. So much disco and rock. Which one would that be? Sad? I think the one you mean is the smallest church in San Sans. Butchered that right up.
Interesting. You still have to find it, however. You hear a sigh of relief on the other end of the radio. Wordless, the call breaks, Then, the already familiar voice.
Anything else I can help you with, officer? Just a second. Sylvie? Yes. Hello? Oh, great. What else do you need, detective?
Где пистолет?
You hear the call.
Anything else I can help you with, officer? Just a second, officer.
10-2, 10-5. This is 41st. Come in.
A scrawny old man sits in a dusty cubicle, smoking, with a large white
10-4, what's your status? Over. 10-18, 10-20, over. 10-18, 10-20, over. State your message, sir. Over. Ten-4. Your badge should have most of your personal details. Look over that. Over.
Это может прозвучать странно, но я хотел бы обсудить кое-что лично. И ответ: личные данные должны быть указаны в вашем удостоверении. Проверьте прием. Нет, я не это имел в виду. Блин, при чем здесь? Откуда он знает, короче?
But you said... never mind.
10-9, repeat message, over. 10-4, message received. This is a very serious situation. I need to...
Is it him? What does he want?
ЖВ, да? Жан-Люк Мар.
Says he lost his badge and needs to report it.
He what? He lost his badge?
Who lost his badge?
Dick fucking Mullen. Who?
It's Officer Dick Mullen from the best sub.
Dick Mullen is not your name. It's the... Defend yourself. Immediately. They're laughing at you.
Ten-4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced badge. Over.
Fuck me. Mac, come here. You've got to hear this. Dick Mullen.
What's going on?
Super Cop here lost his badge.
He lost his what?
His badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge.
Тогда я сейчас признаюсь, вот, раз у меня вторая жизнь началась, так сказать, признаюсь в том, что я потерял пистолет.
Ten-9, come again. I didn't get that. Over.
New heights even for Captain So.
Ask him. Sergeant Orson.
Check your pockets. Check your... Oh, no. It's gone. It's not...
10-9, come in, officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering about your gun. Over.
Значит, драма средняя. Давай.
Even before you can get the words out, everything gets scrambled in your brain.
He says he didn't lose his gun. Or his fun, whatever that means.
Ask him to describe it. His gun. Not his fun. Just the gun will do.
Satellite Officer McLean requests a description of your weapon. Over.
Oh, request a description, huh? We'll give him one. Describe the plasma gun.
Блазма. Кима, у тебя какое оружие?
Ten-9, come again, please. Over.
Магнитная дуга.
I'm going to need to put you on speaker for a second. Over. The officer is describing his genitalia in exaggerated terms. Over.
Host in heaven. Did he lose his gun and his mind?
Dear God, he lost his gun
Oh my, I can't.
This isn't really a laughing matter.
Mac can face a giant of Coco Nur by himself, but Disco here made him piss his pants.
Oh, I can't. Fuck. He lost his ass, but he still got his wiener. Oh man.
I'm not going to.
Ask him.
Sergeant Orson here is wondering if you are still in possession of your genitalia. Over. That's a negative. Not going to say that.
Короче,
Over.
ушлый Жюль.
What's he saying? Share with the class.
He said he sodomized your mother.
The prick ate Mama's vanilla waffles at the captain's birthday party. Some nerve he's got.
Sure her vanilla waffles were the only thing he ate?
Shut up, Chester. This isn't funny. This is my mom we're talking about. Tell him to apologize right now.
Да хрена лысо.
Sergeant Orson requests that you apologize for the claims that you made about his mother. Over.
Ну, блин, конечно же, это была подъебка, но... Какого хрена? Ты прописку про мою спрашивал, про твою мамку. Шутил. Тогда ты извиняйся первый, иди в шопу.
Mac, he says you shouldn't have antagonized the firewalker in the first place.
Who?
Satellite Officer V.
Сателлит офицер Вик.
I'm afraid he might be referring to himself as Firewater, sir.
Firewater? He's lost it. Fuck it, tell him to find his goddamn badge and gun. That's the only thing that matters.
Satellite Officer V.
Нет, пожалуй, так. Да,
I'm
пошли в
going to
разнос.
report that you are in pursuit of your service weapon. Over.
In pursuit of his...
Officer, do you need further assistance? Over. Okay.
Wait. Before you say anything stupid, think it through. You're going to be looking at a straitjacket if you tell everyone you lost your memory. Be smart about this. Ask if he's there alone.
10-4, sir, I'm not hearing your question. That's a negative, sir. I got a 10-12 here. Over.
А, нет, это я точно не рассказывал.
10-4.
Does he actually want something, or is he hell-bent on disrupting our work?
He asked if he ever told me about his days before joining the RC.
For God's sake, cut this shit out! Tell him to stop wasting time and be a goddamn policeman for a change.
Sir, Satellite Officer Vicmar says... So, was there anything else?
Ну, сейчас точно ничего не выжмем.
Understood, sir. Over.
Финансовую помощь просить, не знаю, не буду.
Roger that. 10-10.
18 kilometers to the south, the small
What is going on here? Did something...
What happened is my partner made contact.
Mac, the torso Torson, is finger-fucking his fist, laughing hoarsely and apparently telling some dirty story to his partner, Chester McLean, near the entrance.
Yeah, Mullen was fucked, alright. Sounded fucking drunk to me.
Yeah, Mac's right. That was some gnarly
Enough! None of this is funny. It's fucking sad. That's what it is. He's a cop. He's one of us, goddamn this.
We must help him.
Yeah?
How do you fucking plan to do that, huh?
I just know we can't give up on him when he's at his weakest.
Mac, man the door. You know what he told me? I don't want to get better. I want to get worse. Those were his words. This shit does not leave this room. Not a word of this to the captain. Or anyone else. We'll give
Еще
him a couple of days to
прописка
put his
мерения
shit.
хочу послушать.
Good. Okay, everybody. Nothing but a prank call here. We all got our laughs. Now get back to work.
Far north, on the other side of the motorway, the officer quietly hunches with his
Так, ну
hand
здесь кучу
in the
опыта дали.
motor carriage.
Вопрос только, я хотел писькомерение. Почему именно меня отправили сюда, если они такие все, ну, против меня, да?
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your copo type.
Копотип, стоп, есть какие-то копотипы. Ладно, и кто же я?
Yes.
Крутой коп. Коп при пушке, но пушки-то нет. А, то есть, наверное, можно было найти пушку до того, как ты звонишь. Мне жаль, что вам пришлось за мной приглядывать.
Okay, just for the length of this short demonstration, please say something that isn't, I'm sorry.
А, блин, ну это не надо было нажимать.
What is it?
Крутой.
No, you're the sorry cop. Huge lack
мне
of
было такого.
enthusiasm going on in here.
А что мне это даст?
Yes, yes, impotent rage and lamentation. Let's wrap it up? No, you don't. Come on. You'll be back to saying sorry. Wow. Okay.
Пошел в жопу. Где пушка? Пушка-попрыгушка. Ну тут, наверное, ничего нет. Я бы его увидел. Блин, в ломбарде. Пойдем сбегаем в ломбард. Пойдем сбегаем в ломбард срочно. Наверняка я бухал ее заложил. Следы шин практически уничтоженные дождем и мокрым снегом. Ведут на крышу. Ведут на крышу? В смысле, на какую крышу нафиг? Так, пакет у меня в руках, а где бутыльки-то? Я думал, они тут валяются повсюду. Так, что за мысли? Кондиционная решетка. Врата к реке нечистот. Может быть... Да... А, ну все, спускаемся. Ух, как классно. Через крышу смотрим. Это кто? А, это человек, думал, в зеркало. Какое-то устройство. Древний кассовый аппарат. Бюст женщины. Надпись на табличке проста. Дэй. Все на те крутится кинопроектор. В основном военная форма, но есть и парочка более экстравагантных предметов одежды. Одежда, здрасте. Так
Typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
Спиленный уличный фонарь. Что уличный фонарь?
Yes, officer. As you see, it's in perfect working order. It was brought to me to be altered.
We are not here to investigate the theft of city property. You have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with it.
Но надо признать, то, что они с ним сделали, весьма умно.
The light pole has been carefully cut, and the wiring has been redone and attached to a standard indoor plug. The light buzzes faintly, but persistently.
700 real. A bargain, I dare say.
Выгодная сделка. Да ты с ума сошел, тут они на каждом
The
углу.
light has undergone 3 transformations, and every transformation, large or small, has a price tag. Well, there are the costs of removal and rewiring.
Бросает на тебя терпеливый и усталый
The
взгляд.
most important transformation is the light's placement among ordinary indoor fixtures, which has adjusted its morphological field. The light became suitable for use inside the home just a few days ago.
700 реалов. Я покупаю уличный фонарь. Это, наверное, какую-нибудь ачивку выбить. Когда деньгами разживешься. Так. Что мне дает еще раз? Внутренняя империя минус внушение авторитета. Электрохимия. Нафиг электрохимия. Что дает электрохимия? Электрохимия. Фанаты безудержного кайфа. Вы станете озабоченным фриком, который подкатывает к людям с бутылочкой амфетамина и пластиковой соломинкой наперевес. Блин, что вообще за жесть? Зачем это надо? Но с низким уровнем вы будете слишком невинны, чтобы от вас был толк. Вы не поймете городской жизни, если ничего не знаете о сексе и наркотиках. Понятно, это в поздних районах.
It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop. What can I do for you?
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop.
I haven't had any problems myself, though some of my customers have complained about inconsistent law enforcement.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from. It keeps me entertained.
Рой, что торчит? Если да, то на чем? А, Рой, что торчит? Кстати, та самая электрохимия нужна. Минус техника.
Hello again. How can I help you?
Okay, he definitely is high. Whatever it is, you've probably done it, and many other things besides. But you can't cut through the jumble of sensations to get to the answer. A guarded man like him wouldn't tell you if you asked out loud.
Вот, пистолеты.
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
Whoa.
The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another, alert.
She didn't seem like a policeman, although she kept referring to herself as a pig, which was odd. I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive, but I was just happy to get rid of it, and of her.
Ее интерес к пистолету напоминал одержимость. Он назывался мусоркой. Ну, свиньей. Блин, жалко, нельзя это диалоги переиграть.
Truth be told, she was terrifying.
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the citizens' militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it?
Вообще, как он его, блин, мог продать? Это табельное оружие. Ну, в смысле, не он, а вот он. Как Рой мог отдать кому-то табельное оружие? Главное заложить. Заложить, наверное, тоже не имел права. Еще это кому-то третьему лицу его перепродать. Без документов, без нифига.
Miraculously, his face does not reveal what's happening inside.
Может быть, она самостоятельно борется с преступностью? Ну а чё? Гражданскую полицию совершить преступление и свалить на гражданскую. Простите, жаль, что я продал пистолет. Тут когда объяснение, она должна быть моя фанатка.
In that case, she'll be happy to get a visit from us, if we can find her.
With Kim here too. That just sounded really, really bad.
Еще Ким здесь? Чё, не понял? Сила воли. Скорее всего, я у него дочь закупал. Не отдал пистолет.
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the Revachol Citizens Militia.
Нет, я ошибся.
And I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts photon emissions. The unhealthy kind.
He's not telling you the whole story. It seems he's trying to spare you.
You weren't quiet yourself, officer. You were very distraught. You said the gun was a threat to your life and that you can't trust yourself with it tonight. And that you need the money. When I said that I don't normally buy firearms, you put the gun barrel in your mouth and sort of sucked on it. Then I agreed to take it. 15 real.
15 реалов, да ты гонишь.
The lieutenant looks from you to Roy, and then back to you. It's
За сколько ты
clear
его продал?
that he hopes this tableau might still turn out to be a bad dream. It's not, though. This has got to be the most. Wow. There's pity there too, in case you didn't notice.
Такое случается даже с лучшими из нас. Ну да, это, блин, это вот приколы в моем стиле. Они ни к чему не приводят, это тупики. За сколько ты его продал? С кем я разговариваю? С Кимом или с Роем? Наверное, с Роем. А, блин, забей. Ну, тут, наверное, промолчать. Что ж такое случается даже с лучшими?
It certainly does, especially in Revachol. My apologies, officer, but I have no idea where she was coming from or where she went.
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it now. You'll just have to hope you luck upon her somehow.
Of course. Sure thing. Sure, man.
Что-то изменится. Может, фотографию найдем. Может, ну, какая-то знаменитость на журнале где-то.
I doubt it, but I can try and answer any questions you may have. I do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business, bad for everyone. The corpse behind the hostel, I assume. I don't have a truck with a mounted platform or anything of that sort myself. Ask around the harbour. There might be some workers there who'd be willing to help.
The pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on the dancing colours.
Let me have a look.
Классная фотокарточка трупа.
Oh, no. I don't like those kinds of objects. No sale.
О, ты знаешь, что означает татухи?
Photic paths, counter radiance networks, anti-magnetism. It's darkness. That's all I know. Sell me something lighter. Anything else you're thinking of selling?
Ты все, только ручку. Как закрыть? Как закрыть? Эй.
I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment.
Быстро окидывает тебя взглядом.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
Вот.
Another time, perhaps.
Ну окей, попозже зайдем. Только потыкаемся.
The boomboxes on the shelf look well loved and well travelled. Chipped, dented, they stare at you with the unblinking eyes of their tape reels. One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says Stereo 8 approved.
Слушай, может это... Возьмем у него мелодию?
This is you. Golden orange. A sunset suite. Just make sure it works before you buy it.
If police work means playing tapes, sure. You can use it for that. Or any other time you'd need to play a tape. Is the Harman Welsh W2. Made in Vespa. Designed in Seoul. Plays all reel-to-reel formats. 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. It'll set you back 12 real. Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds and music from a variety of genres, even though I don't really like music.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty. Try to find something pretty and cool here, then use it to win her back.
Завоевать ее сердце. Стиль одежды, собиратель хлама. Стиль одежды, собиратель хлама. Нифига себе. Так, отойти от витрины. Давайте, да. У меня теперь полный набор собирателя хлама.
You see rows of try to find something pretty and cool here, then use it to win her back. Everything you pick out seems faded, chipped, and sad somehow. Most of them are just broken toys. Yes, buy something nice. A figurine. This sounds off. You shouldn't trust this guy. Big men on big horses, clad in lamella armor and carrying flintlocks. the kind that would mow down a line of enemy soldiers in the blink of an eye.
Franco-Nigerian nights. I used to be very serious about these guys.
A long, long time ago. They're not all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats and caps, complemented by orange trousers. They are variously posed, wielding swords and rifles with bayonets.
Which ones? Ah, royalist soldiers from the time of the revolution. The uniforms are painted a bit too brightly, I suppose.
Окей. Короче, мы теперь знаем, что здесь есть просто эти фигурки. Как работает... Ну, поговорите с ним. Ну, давай поговорим, хоть узнаем, что это за человек. Ну, беги. Что тут бежать-то?
G'day to you, officers.
Человек на шлюзе что-то то ли строгает, то ли жрет. Доброго дня.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an old hunter's knife. His eyes are fixed on a man stranded on the other side of the waterlock and on an enormous billboard that has fallen down into the canal between them.
Сломанный щит в канале.
My friend Barry the Butcher is stuck on the other side of the waterlock. I'm keeping him company and eating his salami.
From the corner of your eye, you see a man in a yellow shirt and grey overalls waving at you from across the canal. He seems disappointed about the wreckage on the waterlock and the salami.
Very good stuff. Anything I can do for you, officer?
Снимает шкурку с ломтя солями и отхватывает зубами добрый кусок.
I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh? Then again, plenty of daredevil drivers in Rivershoal.
А, это они с крыши прыгнули.
The words "daredevil driver" sound ominous to you.
Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here, especially a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then. Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church. Not much use to the congregation, though. There always seems to be something wrong with it.
Блин, самый крутой point-and-click, в который я играл,
Not really
во-первых.
much else. Just bombed out ruins.
Эти тексты в РПГ вообще стороной обходил всегда. Но это озвучено. Хотя бы на английском. Не поделишься солями?
Sure thing.
А, это, наверное, подхиляться.
Want some too, officer?
Why not?
Лейтенант на мгновение задумавшись, а затем отправляет в рот протянутый ему ломтик солями. Все? О, потемнело. А, ну потемнело, потому что мы там еще не были. Да, или что? Или это ограничения какие-то? Мост подняли. Телефон службы поддержки компании, ответственной за эксплуатацию разводного моста. О, кстати. Без канализации поднимается горячий воздух. Кислый, едкий и почему-то успокаивающий. О, кстати, бутылечки, кстати. Бам-бам, 2 бутылька залетает. Подожди, не-не-не. Кажется. С высоты... Так, давайте с...
Hello again, officer. How, excuse me?
She's uncomfortable. Maybe you should drop this line.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Pig is a wife, even if she didn't write it. She should clean it.
Okay.
Пойдет мыть, нифига себе.
She's probably not gonna do it.
Since the
Узнай
street signs
дорогу.
messed up? Okay. What do you need? The harbor gates? Some kind of
Портовые
commotion, I
ворота.
think? I don't follow the local politics. A fleet store too.
Что там магазинчик фрите?
No problem.
Мне пора бежать. Блин, бежать сразу к портовым этим самым. Можно с мужиками пообщаться. Подожди, тут желтое что-то было. Давайте побольше откроем. Пули тут прям. С ним проходит линия отверстия от пуль. Да, все правильно. Этот мужик пока не активен. Подожди. Какие-то мысли меня одолевают. Слышишь крики морских птиц вдалеке. Просто хочу пробежаться, посмотреть, что тут вообще есть. Переходы. Что такое? Чайка? Одинокий баклан наблюдает за морем, безразличным к твоему продвижению. Нифига себе. Тихо, тихо, тихо. Дно этой лодки сияет так, словно его недавно покрасили. Наверное, сохнет. Здесь хочу глянуть, что тут вообще есть. Внутри виден каркас с ремонтируемого мотоцикла и инструменты, с помощью которых его разобрали. Там наверху какая-то девчонка. Это она пролила краску. Легавая наверху. Жилой комплекс Кейпсайд. Редесен-Гислен, северный объезд. Так, пока она не уйдет, давайте тыкнем.
The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue de Esperance. You wait and see.
Пристально смотрит на яхту, стоящую у причала. Синди Череп. Может, она книги читает?
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
Штыки. Я здесь закон. Начнем с группы крови.
Accosting a minor?
Приставание к несовершеннолетним.
Listen to your partner, pig man. Keep your grubby hooves off little old ladies.
Кому ты нужна, блин? Посмотри на себя. Череп твой. Вот она откладывает кисть в сторону. Она там рисует что-то.
She's grown frustrated with her work and welcomes the opportunity to challenge authority in other ways.
Разочарована своей работой.
I ain't no snitch, pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
Да, поэтому в этом районе его убили, наверное.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko.
The lieutenant furrows his brow at another one of your eccentricisms.
Она с отвращением кивает в сторону женщины, которая занимается обслуживанием яхты, швартованной у причала. Это женщина?
Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice her steering.
Джойс Месье.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Probably the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her. She's a professional negotiator, though. I have the feeling she will be very cooperative while telling us nothing.
У меня есть ощущение, что она Кажется, очень разговорчивый, даже если ничего полезного она при этом не скажет. Это, кстати, богатая. У меня есть на богатых. Рассказать о реваншоле.
You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions, you know? Do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing her off is our best bet.
Good idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good. Impound that boat while you're at it. I'd like to watch her swim back to Ozon.
Доберется до Озона вплавь.
Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aereo graffitio visible from low orbit. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words. Yeah? Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM.
You've lessened her desire to deface the building.
Угас. Отлично.
Watch your back, Ungulate. You've got eyes on you.
Мы? Она уходит? Не, с ним можно общаться в любой момент. Так. Что, закрыто, что ли? А кто это тут все закрыл? О, синее. О, внушение минус сумрак. Военно-морское пальто. Сумрак. Сумрак красный какой-то вроде, да, вот он. Доверьте своему телу, запугивайте людей. Сумрак поможет вам решить, сражаться или спасаться. Так, на высоких уровнях вы полностью настроитесь на волну окружающего мира. Вас будет преследовать постоянный страх. Вы будете вздрагивать от собственной тени, от звука чужого имени или постороннего запаха. Вы будете в любой момент готовы наброситься на первого встречного и хорошенько его допросить. Однако на низких уровнях вам будет не хватать инстинкта самосохранения, а поведение станет манерным. От тех, кто уважает силу, вы уважения не добьетесь. Давай, меняем стиль. Куда это? Куртец. Хобана. Вот такой у нас пакет теперь. Перчатки на электрохимии. Нет, электрохимия при разговоре с ним не нужна. Мне нужна это. Планшет мой. Что там планшет? Внутренняя империя. Нарушение авторитет. Внутренняя империя, блин. Ну подожди. Интуиция и чутье. Сны наяву. У меня есть, да, ключ? Да, у меня есть ключ. О, тут еще ходить, не переходить. Бутылечки есть, бабуль? Попозже. Похоже, когда-то не один десяток лет назад здесь были и другие постройки. Ирис только для жителей Рю-де-Сен-Гислен. У меня есть ключ. Твой номер в танцах не сильно больше этой яхточки. Так, какая надпись? Стоит здесь выебывается.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
Подходит ближе, протягивает руку поверх перил. Нам прям просто кадров выбили. У нее яхта есть огромная. РГМ. Что-то смутно знакомое. Блин, никто со мной не поговорил по поводу РГМа. А, кстати, давай поговорим с ней.
I meant you, the Revachol Citizens Militia, the police.
Что означает это?
My maiden name.
Девичья. Итак, она у нас Джойс Л. Джойс Л. Джойс Месье. Что за месье, блин? Как вы догадались?
Nothing, honestly. I've said it to every drunk in town, and you're the first one who's responded.
Молодец, молодец.
What is implied here? That you're a drunk?
Да, она попала. Я не пьяница, я офицер полиции. Пожать руку. Да, пожать
I'm
руку.
glad to see you here.
Она всем этим пьяницам руку протягивает. И жмет тебе руку холодными
I
пальцами.
was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
It's hard to get a read on her precise disposition, but she appears helpful.
Так, ну это, видать, какой-то очень важный диалог и персонаж. Сейчас. Паузу-то можно вызвать? Вот, да. Сейчас прервусь на пару минут. Вы ничего и не заметили. И нас не выбросили из этого диалога. Видать, какой-то важный диалог. Вы на яхте. Ну, в кавычках тут, но это не в кавычках, это прямая речь моя. Похоже, вы богаты. Дадите мне денег. Вы что-нибудь знаете об этих татуировках? Давай.
I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
Пока не проясним ситуацию с самосудом. Так, проверил запись. То есть вам что-то известно об этих татуировках? Хорошо, вернемся к этому позже. Почему? Неужели вы не можете просто взглянуть на фотографию? Как это связано с самосудом?
Better not tie the fourth day to the bat's day on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
She wants to answer the question. Protocol keeps her from it.
Ага, понятно. Ну давай про
Quite a
самосуд.
few things, I'm afraid.
На мгновение он умолкает, размышляет над
The
чем-то.
information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Коммерческую тайну нужен бейдж. Информация, которую я собираюсь с вами поделиться, содержит коммерческую тайну компании, поэтому, чтобы соблюсти интересы своего работодателя, я вынужден спросить ваши имена и номера удостоверений.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57.
Блин! Я лейтенант Кицугари, блин, а я не
And this is
могу.
my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
How curious. Why is that, Detective?
Awkwardness washes over the conversation. The woman doesn't like this turn of events.
Да, мне бы тоже не понравился. Один необычный приступ, из-за него я потерял удостоверение.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
Да тебе это не должно интересовать. Возможно, я проснулся после ночи обильных возлияний. Насколько знаю, я мог его съесть. Я ничего не помню. Ни про мир, ни про этот город. Нет.
I can't hear you, darling. Speak up, please.
Ага, эти варианты. Блин, признать, что я алкоголик? Или что я невменяемый? Что ей сказать? Давайте алкоголизм.
Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia. I don't even know how to respond. I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you gain by faking such a condition.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
Как мне с ней договориться? Самочувствие к твоей амнезии. О, слушай, класс. Самочувствие к твоей амнезии +1. Что это может быть за соглашение? Придется его как-то найти. Давайте пока поговорим о другом.
She's a negotiator. Just float a favor at her. Insinuate.
Другой способ подтвердить нашу принадлежность к органам.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible.
You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain.
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason.
Терминал, так что есть основания.
They're profiting from this trade.
Полагать, что эта торговля им выгодна.
The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resources might turn over the right stones. Or you can recover your badge, though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Ну можно здесь говорить, что я отхожу. По привычке отхожу. Полушепотом.
Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and you know, not volunteer us to be her henchman. This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
He doesn't let it show, but there is a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost the investigation.
I'm sure you will, Detective. No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we are siding with the Union, or that we are on their take. We'd never hear the end of it. What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done, and demand for her information on the lynching. Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is large, and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters. You could request a new one from your station, but that would literally take months.
Окей, зачем этот диалог нужен был?
You're back. Good.
Чтобы объяснить мне, да, куда игра завернет. Об этой предполагаемой контрабанде наркотиков вы на яхте.
Why, yes, I am. Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
There is a pinch of defensiveness in her voice, but it is playful.
Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou. We are. And the city of Revachol is on the island of Le Caillou. I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Revachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
She's having a good time arguing against the law. Too good, perhaps.
Не слишком ли много она себе позволяет? Нет, слишком хорошо у нее это получается. И там вопросов не было. Есть права на управление этой яхтой? Да, конечно, есть.
The boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19 because that's the type of sloop it is.
The word "it" feels strange. Such a beautiful boat deserves a proper name.
Okay. How about Cordelati 19? Why? Because it was manufactured in Revachol East by a company called Cordelati, and its hull is 19 paces long.
Что-нибудь на «Ж»? Чё «Ж»? Как насчет Долорес?
What? I think I'll stick with the factory name, but thank you. Okay. Because it was manufactured in Revachol East by a company. The X something. The X what?
Железная хватка. Жена. Бывшая жена. Просто Ж.
Oh, I do like the sound of that. It sounds so decisive, so powerful. Okay, because it was manufactured in Revachol East by a company called Cordelati, and its hull is 19 paces long. Why Dolores? Well, it means nothing to me. I think I'll stick with the factory name. But thank you for the suggestion. Okay.
Давайте я побегу здесь.
How about because it was manufactured in the X something? Thank you for the suggestion. I see the word has emotional resonance for you. For me, sadly, none. So I will stick with the factory name. Okay. Because it was the X very absurd. Thank you for the suggestion. I will stick with the factory name for now. Okay.
Окей,
Because it was
хочу...
the X something.
Железный
Oh,
хват.
I do like the sound of that. It sounds so powerful.
То есть сейчас она останется на этом. Я так предполагаю, что мы ее там эмоциональный фон забиваем.
It's a pleasure craft. A 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. Though these days I mainly use it for business. My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman, assessing her.
Нет, мне правда нравится, думает лейтенант. Интересно, нам уже удалось сбить ее с толку? Он смотрит на женщину, оценивая ее. Это мысли лейтенанта, да? А, полицейская волна, да, это мы настроились на лейтенанта. Права, своих разобрались, подвести итоги. У вас есть права?
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly
Техника.
qualified pleasure craft operator.
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Her nonchalance might be related to something called the Wayfarer Act, a law that says she doesn't need a license. Sly fox, you're not aggressive enough to harass her further on this.
Дальше в этом вопросе.
Officer.
The crown, her nonchalance might be related to...
Good. Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets. First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade in Aliments that gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus. Good luck is only kept in place by the vested interests of half the civilized world, including your own.
What the ma'am means is that the Emergencies Act and the RCM both get their authority from the coalition government.
But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike. I believe the official title is Senior Labour Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place. Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates. Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike?
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive. Mr. Clare told him to... how did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see. Yes. Extremely. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
Sounds like usual aggressive posturing.
Очень уважительно относился к самому господину Клэру и к профсоюзу. Похоже на обычную агрессивную показуху.
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for work where the union refuses to? If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not right now, at least. There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes. Every worker, a member of the board.
Сверхагрессивная коммунистическая показуха.
In its defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker a member of the board.
Блин, на ее сторону не хочу вставать.
It's quite simple, you see. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision, about what? About anything really, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group. That may well be. It's not up to me to decide who is king, but as negotiations go, it's not a swell start. I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the bowyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, call me mañana.
Зови меня маньяна, может это я ей рассказал. Того самого, чье имя просто кричит о его отвращении к работе.
This checks out.
А все сходится. Скорость реакции.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first. Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood. He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
Брат-близнец.
Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over.
Ну, синдром ленивого. Лейзер-ай, мне послышалось. Лазерный взгляд. Это лейзи. Прикольно. Да, у меня тоже такая фишка.
It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see.
Ну,
With a
наверное.
funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
Ну, блин, да, это все какая-то
Of
ерунда.
course. Of course. How else can I help? This reality.
На плотне запихивает ворот капюшон. Всем приступом.
No, but please. A little context. We're not in such a hurry. Ah, yes. The episode. Sounds like an acute case of encephalopathy, now that I think of it.
Don't be phased, madame. He functions perfectly well. He only needs a lowdown on all of reality.
We may be here a while then. Ask away, officer. I'll help however I can.
Где это? Джойс не только богата, но и согласна ответить на ваши вопросы. Порасспрашивайте ее.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good. but begin with the first, okay?
Я знаю, что все варианты выглядят привлекательно, но начни с первого, хорошо? Где мы? Полицейская волна, концептуализация... Ну ладно, давай, начнем с первого.
We're in Martinez, baby. A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover, pay it no heed.
Не обращаю, что такое Мартинес?
Aren't we all? Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour, north of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year.
Мартинезе упоминали море. Как оно называется?
It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. And the bay feeds into the ocean. Yes, we're on an island in an ocean. The world's largest body of water. The Insulindic.
Островальский океан. Все.
Vast, lukewarm and unknowable, flowing in and out of sight.
Caillou, as you already know. Imagine a pebble. A smoothed over pebble amidst a great blue sea, misshapen, cracked. The cracks are the river Esperance. We're in the delta of this river on the 6th branch, the Martinez distributary.
It is clear this pebble is of enormous value to her.
I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before, as a teenager. Not a lot has changed. There are ruins, a terminal, fishing boats, reeds, boys with boxy shoulders.
A brief spike of longing in her upright body. The dots under her eyelids shake.
This place used to be a province. A workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its work. The reeds are the real star of the show here now. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets. Yes, I was slumming it with some girlfriends of mine. We had boats and... Don't hold it against me. The boys certainly did not. I would be happy to. What is a We're in Martinez, baby. A casual term of endearment, popular... Martinez is a... You would be excused for not knowing about it. Revachol. Revachol is what you call a city. The great kind.
As if it's self-explanatory. Beyond patriotism. A fact.
History detective. They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. Our centuries. The nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Semenine and Ile Marat, depending on your creed. In the DeLorean century. 380 years ago. They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest. By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts. The stuff of men. We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connective tissue. It's where the money is.
Именно здесь крутятся деньги. Мы с вами находимся на плодородном, самодостаточном острове, способном дать кров 200 миллионам человек в центре Австралийского океана. Ну, сложный язык, на слух сложно воспринимать. В ненужной части очень нужного места.
I think it's fair to say so. Martinez is about 22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are Insiacom. Coalition government, Insulindian Mission Command.
Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time. There is no recognition, only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it.
Время суток меняется.
We are where we are. I have no truer answer to give, unfortunately.
Более подходящего ответа. Что за Жамовю? Жамевью. Особый административный регион Ревашоль. ТТТ океан. ТТ. Столько названий, ни одно из них не кажется знакомым. Они звучат как настоящие. Но что-то не так. Ты чувствуешь себя ребенком, рассматривающим наклейки на холодильнике. Трувант, абрикосовая компания, Всемирные игры 34. Ты почти видишь, как тянешься к ним рукой. Подцепить уголок, попробовать отклеить. Это кажется тебе самой важной из всех мыслей. То, что обязательно надо довести до конца. Усвоит ли это что-то временный бонус за исследование? Нет. Время исследования 3 часа 25. Дереализация. Усваиваем.
This is one thought you need to complete. Where are you?
Где же ты?
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown.
This has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more questions to ask, about even more fundamental aspects of reality. Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Ma'am, Messier will be here later too, and tomorrow. Isn't that true, ma'am?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
Oh, of course not. You are already diligent for getting this far, and diligent boys remember where they left off.
Зашли так далеко уже характеризует вас как очень усердного. Не стану лентяем. Я закончил его? Что-то тут не отмечена информация. Джойс, Масудин. Она хочет вам что-то рассказать, но нужно лишь показать удостоверение, она поделится информацией. Найдите свой пистолет, найдите свое удостоверение, исследуйте потайные, снимите труп, подтушки, подведение итогов, кто сложил одежду, спойте караоке, где остальные части, узнайте всю правду о реальности. Продолжайте спрашивать Джойс о реальности или вернитесь к ней позже. Ее можно найти здесь, если вам понадобится информация. Ну все, понятно, то есть она у нас остается здесь. Как энциклопедия, я так понимаю. О этом мире.
Indeed. I'm always at your service.
Какое время мы живем, что такое тяжелый случай. Да, полицейскую волну.
6 kilometers southwest. In the Valley of Dogs, Junior Officer Chad Tilbrook takes aim at a rabid black dog licking its wounds in the grass.
Прицеливается в кролика. Черная собака залезает раны, лежа на траве.
To his left, his partner, Emil Mullins, whispers, "You heard what happened to Tequila Sunset in Martinez?" "Yes, he lost his mind," Tilbrook answers, fingers on the trigger. "Don't worry, Emil." He pulls it out slowly. Slowly now. He'll find it again. We always do.
You? You're an officer of the RCM. It stands for Revachol Citizens Militia. Nothing more nor less than the de facto law enforcement body of post-revolutionary Revachol, Detective.
Yes, we are the Revachol Citizens Militia.
Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the twilight of international law, both at the behest of the coalition government and to its chagrin. The RCM's responsibilities are defined by the Emergency, Wayfarer and Aliments Acts, three pieces of legislation keeping the city in a, let's be honest, laissez-faire stasis to the benefit of foreign capital.
Так, еще раз. Законе о материальной поддержке и законе путника. Эти три нормативных акта позволяют поддерживать в городе, будем называть вещи своими именами, политику невмешательства, выгодную для иностранного капитала. Полномочия РГМ определены в законе о торговле в условиях чрезвычайного положения, законе о материальной поддержке и законе путника. Материальной поддержки, торговли и путника.
All three are good to know when we are out policing.
Должны быть хорошо осведомлены об этих трех законах. Те, кто несут службу, должны быть хорошо осведомлены. Слуга капитала. Короче, я буду просто избегать этой темы и задам следующий вопрос. Списка. Короче, просто раб иностранных интересов.
There's nothing basic about your role, Detective. It's true that the RCM keeps everything the way our seemingly permanent, provisional rulers like it. Yet, on the other hand, I know these people. I deal with them daily. Let me tell you, dear, they are not fans of you. The post-revolutionary decade was a disaster for the coalition government. Revachol in the 20s was hell, especially on the west side of the river. Gang warfare, a botched privatization scheme, a nuclear pile meltdown. They called it the international zone because no nation wanted to claim responsibility. The RCM restored peace where the coalition failed. A true blue citizens' initiative. They will never forgive you.
That's somewhat of an exaggeration. In reality, ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement.
Вы немного утрируете. На самом деле, наше взаимодействие с правительством можно назвать взаимовыгодным.
Revacholians get to keep the peace in Revachol, and the coalition doesn't have to worry about it. Anyway, sorry to intrude. Please continue.
Yes, Lieutenant. Permit me to conclude with this. Who you are, to me, is the police. The only legitimate law enforcement authority in Revachol. And if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality, well, I'm here to help.
Да, давайте пока
Glad to have been of
все.
assistance. The little that I know. Anything else? Of course, Detective. Take care.
Так, кто позвонил в участок? Карта. С защитными очками коробка. Стена на заднем дворе. Стена на заднем дворе. Что за... А, концептуализация. Кицураги. Логика опасна. Тут что? Что тут? Что тут? Что тут? Что тут было? Одежда. Полицейская волна плюс. Полицейская волна плюс. Сумрак внушения. Ну, утомило, вот серьезно, утомило общаться с ней. Попозже вернемся. А, это магний даже, так. Так, а это что? Не дотянуться. Давай сюда заходим. Ох, неохота с ними разговаривать, честно говоря. Давайте все, оббежим. Так, объявление. Печатно по решению риэлторов Мартинес. И мы зашли. Раскинувшись внизу море выглядит холодным и по-зимнему серым. Прикольно, обои отходят. Кто-то пробил стену. Туда зайти можно? Да? На столе старый список покупок и банковские платежки. Так, что у нас тут? Здоровье плюс, чуть монет. Полученные деньги. Ким залез в текстуру. В балконе. А, мы сейчас к ней прям залезем. Ну чё, подруга, что ты там кричала про мусоров? Сейчас только бутылочки соберу. Замок заржавел, войти не получится. Подожди, где он? Где? Чё мысли-то были? Напротив скелетика? Да только монетку схватил, блин, если... А, ну туда можно сделать переход. Что это вообще такое? Джинсы. Скорость реакции минус, электрохимия плюс. Можно пойти в ломбарды пообщаться. Этого угля хватит не на одну зиму. Пахнет химией. Электрохимией. Здесь кто-то спал недавно. Синди. Синди? Это девчонка, с которой мы по телефону общались. Тут что? Монетка. Закрыто. На этот случай у нас есть инструменты. Не та кнопка. Почти 5 монет. Офигеть. А насколько я уже насобирал бутылок? Наверное, этого никогда не узнаю. Инструменты. Среда. Что такое? Задание. А, это просто задание. Проверки. Белые проверки можно будет выбрать снова. Исследуйте другие возможности или повысьте уровень навыка и попытайтесь еще раз. Результаты красных проверок нельзя изменить. О, быстрая загрузка, быстрое сохранение. Помощь F1. Это как раз эта помощь. Так, ну что ты скажешь?
Ooh, the piggies have learned how to saunter up staircases. I didn't think you could do that with hooves. But here you are.
Эволюционировали мы. У вас неприятности?
Yeah, I can see that. Cool mutations.
That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint. It's heavy fuel oil.
Ты просто куда-то... А, и мы вернулись к этим, к старым. Что, мазут? А, это она, Синди.
Ooh, not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest secret. I'm a coal miner. does anyone in a city like this.
If there's pain about any particular home she's lost, she's buried it deep, fortified herself against it.
It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does. Like me. Right now, I'm doing nothing at all. Yes, I keep hoping a shaft will collapse on me, but somehow it never happens. Shoot, Piggy. It's what you do, isn't it?
Стреляй, свинья.
Red dyed heavy fuel oil, intended for exclusive use in government vehicles, to be precise.
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. Back in Jamrock.
She really did it. She's proud of it too.
Something to think about next time you're driving around in your pretty little piggy carriage.
Как вернуться-то?
Can't you tell? I haven't really started it yet. Have you ever tried your hand at graffiti-o? When faced with a blank wall, most people write unimaginative stuff, like pigs go home, and Mona was here. We rarely see pigs round here, though. Just union cards. And my name's not Mona, so...
She wants it to be something true and total.
This place is severely lacking in havoc. Not even the occasional trash can fire to break up the tedium. I thought I'd mix it up, you know, summon the forces of crime and social chaos with a... Yeah?
Let's be realistic. What are you going to do? Throw her off the balcony?
You heard your partner, Piggy. I'm unstoppable.
Ну, арестовать нельзя. Блин, наручников нет, наверное. До скорого, блин. Стя 3 бутылки, и мы замяли дело. Надпись на стене: отряд для расстрела богачей. Квартира номер 8. Пара монет. Девять заперта. Открыто Буги-стрит 46. Получим предмет. А, можно его, наверное, изучить? Нет. Измятая открытка с фотографией рынка на Буги-стрит 5-летней давности. Улыбающийся продавец рядом со своим товаром. Мертвыми петухами. Петухи подвешены за ноги. Так, под навесом. Красная кровать. Красная кровь стекает по тротуару. Мимо скользят размытые фигуры прохожих. Ну, вообще ничего этого не видно. Ну да ладно.
You hear someone walking around inside. The walking stops abruptly, but no one comes to. You can feel tension on the other side. A poor communard, from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than a closet.
Do I have to open the door? Do you have a warrant? I'm not obligated to open the door if you don't have a warrant.
Let's go. We don't have a reason to get inside that apartment.
Ну, просто есть какая-то квартира, я стучу.
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says, number 11. It's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deeply corroded. A solid pair of chain cutters would make short work of it. Better whip out those cutters. You won't get very far otherwise.
Минус 10. Инструмент должен быть в руке. То есть это пустая дверь, в которую я, в принципе, могу зайти. Здесь конечная звезда нарисована. А что теперь скажешь, дверь? А, подожди. Попробовать? Не, подожди, у меня есть еще перчатки где-то. А, у меня они уже на месте. Ну, давай попробуем.
You're trying to cut the body of the lock with the chain cutters, and it's really not working.
I believe it's the shackle you mean to cut, detective.
Скобу, детектив. Показывает пальцем в перчатке на проржавевший металл.
He's just trying to help. Don't take it bad. Relax.
Это болтария сломанки.
Perhaps you should give it another go.
Ким показал на скобу, то есть меня просто ударили по боевому духу.
The shackle snaps like a twig, and the lock falls to the floor with a little thud. It should be possible to enter now.
After you, detective.
Что мы вообще здесь делаем? Его не интересует? Да ему. Просто зашли в чью-то квартиру. Книги с критической теорией об ужасах капитала и всяком таком. Все, бабки заберем, да? Да, все забираем. 9-миллиметровый патрон. Концептуализация +1. Классический мирийский костюмный пиджак. Куда пошел Ким? Ким, ты куда пошел? Решил сразу и второе помещение проверить. Фотографии революционеров, позирующих с оружием.
A plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged man with impressive sideburns. The name on the plinth reads Kraz Marzov.
He's known as the father of scientific communism, also known as Masovianism. His theories about economic history greatly influenced, some would even say sparked, the anti-centennial revolution.
Предвековую революцию.
The White Star, the photos on the wall. I think we have broken into the apartment of a young communard. How fitting.
Установка под стать. Яркий плакат с белой звездой, настоящая литография. Ну, давай, двигаем. Подожди. Где-то мысль была, во. Революционеры очень любят позировать с оружием. Да ё-моё! Когда эти мысли появляются? После выхода? Все, мысль утеряна. Потерял мысль. О.
That isn't just a five-pointed star. It's an inverted white pentagram cradled in a wreath of antlers. The iconography of communism, in other words.
А, это где-то здесь нарисовано. Вот это может быть.
I'll keep my armistice handy, detective.
The star and antlers was developed in the 6th decade of the last century and quickly adopted by Mazov and the communards during the revolution. Even today, half a century after, the star and antlers retains the ability to evoke hope, disappointment, and fear in equal measure. To symbolize the toppling of the old order. Also, some social democrats were already using it. The wreath of antlers represents a natural crown. It was about building a society that could exist in accord with the natural world. and at the same time above it. Because white is the color of peace. Nothing at all yet. Right now, it's just meaningless shapes on a wall.
Здесь много квартир. Пахнет стиральным порошком, в коробке полно чистящих средств. Минус авторитет плюс логика. Очки, минус авторитет. Концептуализация. На лето. У меня что? Внушение. Концептуализация. Концептуализация нужна для графитки. Авторитет минус логика плюс. Где, давай. Вот теперь я ее бомжар вообще. Балкон. Где он был? Да, это там, где он стоял. В этом электричке полно проводов и окурков. Пятнаха, изи пятнаха. Ну, что такой синий инструмент нужен? У меня один есть. 75, изи 75. Двигаем наверх. Розмарин, чабрец и кактус кто-то здесь выращивает. Блин, офигеть тут. Эту дверь не забудешь. Дверь квартиры 29. Абсолютно тишина. Никого нет дома. 30-е. Внутри доносятся голоса. Кто-то подпевает под бодрую танцевальную музыку. Это в 30-й. Так, сюда можно пройти? Нет? Туда тоже никак. Просто двери в данный момент не представляет для тебя интереса. А он куда ушел? Мне казалось, что он вот еще вот так вот пошел. Я думал, что там проход. А он, видать, наверх пошел, в одну из этих трех. Дружочек наш. Вот, кстати, к нему, наверное. Уведомление о выселении, объявление о пропаже домашних питомцев наклеено одно поверх другого, наверное. Старая обувная полка, ботинки, кроссовки и старые тапочки. 12. А тут доносится громкий раскатистый храп. О, просто открыто. Ну, чё бы не зайти туда, раз открыт. На шторке в душ какая-то слизь. Это общий? Это общий туалет. Ну, неплохо, у меня уже 13 монет. Монет у меня вообще дофига. Пойдем пообщаемся.
Give me a moment.
Опирается на метлу, и ее костяшки побелели как полотно. Похоже, ей тяжело дышать.
The cold never does any good for my bronchitis. I'm fine. Fine. Don't you worry about me.
You're still worried. It's very worrying.
Now, what do you want from me, policeman?
She's the cleaning lady. She knows the floor plan and the residence.
Yes, yes. I know who you mean. The scrawny boy who's always smoking like the devil, right?
Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying. You hear a radio tuned to a talk show and someone taking a shower.
What's he in trouble for?
Блин, она сейчас отъедет, если я такое скажу. Ну это выдать его, хотя бы бабки выдать, ну ладно.
Talk? He lives upstairs in room 28. Go to the balcony. It's one of those doors there. He's usually home in the evening.
Thank you. We should go check out his apartment on the balcony. See if he's home.
Ask away, policeman. The hell am I supposed to know? Another nut job, I assume. Some lunatic lost his mind. All kinds of morons pass through these halls.
With how small these rooms are, wouldn't you want to break the wall down?
Да, здесь коридор гораздо больше, чем сама квартира. Жильцов уехал в отпуск, у него почтовый ящик забит. Кто живет в 10-й квартире, кто живет за дверью с висящим замком.
Oh, that one is a scientist, a future scholar. I think he studies astrology at the community college. Education's good. I always tell them to study. Something to do with all those stars around his door. He asked me to leave his drawings up on the wall. The symbol of what now? Ah, all I know about politics is that it's brought us more harm than good. The artiste? Nothing I can do about her, I'm afraid. She ruins the walls faster than I can clean them. Still, she leaves an old lady to her business. More than I can say for others. No one lives there. It's been empty for months. Impossible. I would know if someone had moved in there. Maybe it's those countercultural people again, breaking into a house like it's a public space. You're a policeman. Be good and take a look, will you? Great. Young people. They're worse than rats. You know, always littering the hallways with trinkets and empty beer cans. People come and go. I don't keep an eye on everyone.
They probably just moved or died, hopefully somewhere else. She mumbles some kind of a response, then hacks something into her handkerchief.
I'm no one. Just an old woman who cleans these hallways. If you can call it living. I have a little room upstairs right next to the coal room.
Наверху комнатушка рядом с угольным чуланом.
It's barely bigger than a closet. But I don't complain, no. I have my bed and my aching bones to keep me company. And that's all I need from this world.
Ну, вот так стримить можно.
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture.
Excuse me? Of course not.
There's no sweet talking your way in there. Be official. You have plenty of reason to enter.
Вы что там, варите морфий?
Oh, come on.
That was smart.
Кивая на открывшуюся дверь. Давайте в следующей серии. Ладно, я пошутил. Заходим. Сейчас нас по башке огреют еще. Ага. Это может сильно?
Satisfied? My name is Marielle Charpentier, and I'm an agent with Martinez Realty Associates. I am not breaking in, as I have every right to be here. The keys, see?
Her voice is really cheerful, despite her obviously hating you.
Do you want to see my ID as well? You can't legally ask for it, but why not? Want to see my residence permit too?
Роется в сумочке и протягиваете паспорт с светлой бумажной обложки. Мне нужны ваши документы, я просто хотел задать несколько вопросов.
Very well, but please make it quick. I need to be back in La Delta in an hour.
Вот дайте, что вы здесь делаете? Кто жил? В общественной квартире, дальше в коридоре.
Oh, that's another huge mess. The former tenant owes us 3 months of rent. 3. We closed the apartment and planned on auctioning off the valuables, but... And again, I have no idea how stupid mistakes like this can even happen. But Ron, when he came to close the door, didn't close the neighboring door. And there's a hole in the wall. A hole in the wall. Can you believe it? And then the tenant ran off with his stuff. He's gone. The money's gone. Just like that.
The sum must have been puny.
Мизерной сумме.
Oh, it irks her. The incompetence.
Я, похоже, тоже потерял деньги. Вряд ли он задолжал вам какую-то серьезную сумму. Квартира выглядит так себе.
These apartments are perfectly fine. They have gorgeous architecture, a million-real view of the bay, good ventilation, neighbors, life, spark, and they are affordable.
И к тому же экономически.
I'll tell you, Martinez has a future. In a few years, it's going to blossom with artists and creatives and those radio computer wizards.
It's as if they're real wizards, able to resurrect dead real estate and breathe life into bank accounts.
Воскрешать недвижимость и наполнять пустые банковские счета.
Don't ask me what happened with the wall. I have no idea how we're going to find the time or resources to fix it. Both apartments are now unrentable. Both. I need to get it ready for the next lease, but as you can see, the previous tenant completely trashed the place. It was some kind of a moribund old man who used to be a business owner. You'd think they'd make rent. But that was months ago. Anyway, was there anything you wanted, or is that it? I'm in a hurry. Of course.
Дискоробка торчит блистер таблеток. Возьми его. Похоже, неплохой матрас. А я могу взять? Ну, взял. А она вообще не против. И ботинки. К способам косвенного налогообложения. Чего, блин? Сказать обо всем уборщице. Сейчас получим опыта. Сейчас мы хапнем опыта. Прямо сейчас хапнем. Здесь открыть никаких маргиналов. Там была риэлторша, которая готовила апартаменты для новых жильцов.
I see. I hope some good people are finally going to move in. This place needs them.
Да, вот приедут радиокомпьютерные волшебники. Распутные девки и извращенцы, вот кто приедет. Сплюнуть на пол. Конечно, все будет в порядке. Этому дому нужны Постепенные изменения едва заметны.
Oh, I do like wizards, and people like that in general. They have a lot to tell us about our fates.
Конец, да, задания? Угу. Что у меня по опыту, кстати? А, вот здесь надо искать. Есть одно очко. Прибережем. Где опыт? А, вот 90 из 100. Каждый из 100, то есть не растет, да, это прогрессия. Подожди, она свалила? Я мог потом таблетки заполучить. Да, она свалила. Подожди. А, тут я все уже обыскал. А, да ладно, это вот сюда. Я мог сразу сюда зайти, ё-моё. Точно. Как ключ взял, на этой стене еще одна линия пулевых отверстий. Как только я взял, можно было сразу заходить. Подожди, а что курсор показывает? Типа перейти туда, но он... Все, я понял. Тут курсор, перейти туда. Пойдем постучим в 28-ю, да, там. А, вот она теперь зеленая стала.
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security. Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives.
Let's see if anyone's home. Knock on the door.
No one answers.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in the evening.
Пожалуй, лучше зайти вечером. Это типа 21.
We should return tomorrow after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good?
Завтра, почему не сегодня в 21? Я вряд ли успею.
The smoker on the balcony. This is why we are here, right? He might know something about the murder. So tomorrow night...
Suddenly, he's a little worried about your memory.
It's all right. We don't have to be here 9 p.m. sharp. I just need to write something down in my notebook. Tomorrow evening, right here. Apartment number 28. Good.
Damn. Turns out it's quite tricky finding someone in a big apartment building. Don't worry. You'll get him. Remember, tomorrow. He's probably gone for today.
Именно завтра. Что за ботинки? Способом косвенного налогообложения. Наверное, потом пригодятся. Вообще ботинки норы. У меня есть ботинки? Да, у меня есть ботинки. Туфли мои. Эквилибристика минус. Самообладание плюс. Я могу бегать босиком. Сюда не пройти, да? Туда тоже. Я даже не знаю, блин, я так не хочу к этой возвращаться сейчас, что-то с допросами. Мне, в принципе-то, идти уже некуда. Есть мне куда идти. Так, концептуализация, что там у нас? Подожди, заблокировано она? Нет. У меня вроде есть вещи на... Да, вот один пиджачок. Попробуем. Творческие порывы Синди заразительно. Что-то 3% все равно. Сколько надо-то? 18. Хочу ли я этого? Нет. Да не, уйдем. Я, может, найду еще вещички. В этом пиджаке, может быть, перед Синтией стоило общаться. А, у меня еще есть мужики. Кстати, дух. Может быть, я здесь дух подниму?
This coin-operated viewer is facing south. The metal feels cold and wet under your palm. It looks unhygienic.
Probably some kids.
A thick layer of graffito covers the lenses. That's Kuno on the lens.
Логика сработала.
Under the graffito, a sea of blues and greys appear. Behind the water lies a coast, studded with concrete and reeds. On it, a church on stilts, lanky weather-worn wooden planks, an X-shaped cross topping its tower. The church looks old and weather-worn. There are no lights in the windows.
Не подлечился. Что там за инструменты опять? Я очень опасный человек. Так, кто-то сломал этот платный бинокль, теперь он не работает. У нас осталось вот это, которое мы вообще не прошли никак. Ну, девушка тоже. Еще вот эта штучка есть. И, по-моему, я все бутылки собрал. Мне уже за Мартинес должны какую-то ачивку дать. И у нас работяги остались. Собственно, и все. Здесь могут плащ. Что такое?
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles.
Я, наверное, куплю. Я, наверное, куплю. Мало ли пригодится. Чтобы потом сюда не бежать. Так, а это что такое? Монеты какие-то? Фотография с камня. Фрит-Т. 3Т. Подожди, что это такое? Как-то сюда надо. Я реально туда могу забежать? Завинья Маньяна. Что-то знакомое. Ты иностранчик? Он еще сказал скам. Скам это типа мерзавец? Или я это не то раз слышал? С веселыми глазами наклоняя голову. Офигеть, тут еще играть и играть. Огромная область разблокирована. Что такое антистачник? Антистачник. Ну, у них стачка, типа. Да, антистачник. Бедный и униженный. Погрозить кулаком. Право работать. Я не антистачник. Я полицейский. Двигаться дальше. Что такое антистачник?
Content with mere survival. They come, they want to do our job for shittier pay, screwing over both themselves and us. Everybody loses.
И нас наебывают, и самих себя, а в итоге все проигрывают.
Beats me. Somewhere in the ground, I think. Gotta be bloody stupid or freaking evil to scam. Or I guess scared, maybe. But scared of what? Of who? Personally, I'd rather beg than scam. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something.
Там на улице пришли, умоляя, может быть, они что-нибудь получили бы. Вы пробовали с ними поговорить вообще головой? Да ладно тебе, это лучше, чем ходить с протянутой рукой.
We've explained the matters, but they don't listen. This lot would be reasonable and go home if the big guy wasn't riling them up all the time.
Зря все время их не...
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab.
Антистачника полицейского.
Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money. Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the wild north? Come to see the strife?
Струм? С трупом. С трюмом читаю. У меня сейчас небольшая беда с деньгами.
You know, serious business. I'm sure the big boss will be glad to tell you. You'll have to ask him first.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on a better footing with the organization.
Body still hanging in the tree? Hey, that's a rough pickle. Can't help you with that, sorry. I'm not really an admirer of dead bodies. Might be someone else from the union can render assistance. I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage. The passage grants itself.
Beneath the jolliness, he suddenly seems doubtful. If it's all so simple, why don't the strikebreakers just go up the stairs?
Aye. Walk right past Measurehead and go in. Yeah, the 2.5 meter tall Semini Supremus is there. Walk right past him.
Расист.
Then press the button to unlock the door. Then go past him again. And you enter the arbor through the office. Está. Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. For example, you could best Measurehead in a physical confrontation. Or you could convert to a Semini Supremacist worldview. Or... maybe it actually is completely impossible.
Има не пустят. Не, ну драться я не буду, у меня физа слабая. Принять его образ мыслей. Антистачник.
Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy has proven overly heroic for the scabs to convert to. Not enough intuition.
Брал над ним вверх в поединке.
Sure.
Ну, давай,
Sure
бабки.
thing, my friend. I can help you out.
Бросает тебе монетку.
The coin narrowly slips by your outstretched fingers and falls to the ground.
Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to throw it like that. It's a thing we harbor folk do, passing around cargo and such. Was not meant as provocation or ridicule.
The boyadero stares at you with respect, then gestures towards the trickles of blood adorning your clothes.
Меньше удар не хватит.
Right, always glad to help out the RCM. We're on the same branch, you and I. Humans, I mean, not slithering scabs. Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder. That's okay. I have no idea what I'm doing either. I don't even know what day it is. Don't tell me. It's a better day that way.
Стойкость появилась. Что нам там стойкость дает? Держите удар, не дайте себя прикончить. А, сюда нельзя, да? Звуки кайф, надпись. В случае забастовки откройте крышку и нажмите на кнопку. Давай. Уже же идет. Герметичная дверь. Заперта на электронный замок. Эту дверь не получится ни вскрыть, ни выбить. Так, ну понятно. Нам надо его как-то отвлечь, может быть. Может, она поможет. Перед головомером. А это не та, которая в соседнем живет и курит? Головомер — это закон. А, ну все, тут стоит только он и все, да? И какая-то коробочка.
Your body betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah,
there, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Стоящая рядом с гигантом девица.
Don't say anything. Size him up first.
Авторитет.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology?
До его кожи перекатываются мускулы. А, ну тут голый стоит. Типа топлес. По его коже мускулы. Он поворачивается, чтобы тебе было лучше видно. Офигеть.
It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Because I'm sandwich, you are not in danger. Because you are not a threat to me.
Выкатить грудь, но ничего не говорить. У нас сейчас нет на это времени. Течение. Сотрудник полиции, нам надо попасть в порт. Ну, если он имеет право не пустить, он может не пустить. Тело вовсе не выдает мою дегенеративную сущность. Выкатить грудь? Давай.
What is this androgynous display of sexual maturity?
Глядит на тебя сверху вниз, оценивает то, как ты сложен.
Merely standing up makes you sweat profusely. Your breathing is erratic. Your own heartbeat in your ears grows frantic. And you feel your blood pressure rise.
Одной не хватило. Ой, двух не хватило, но одна у меня в этом рюкзаке.
Stop it! You are embarrassing yourself in front of this woman and your pedomorphic friend. This display of weakness may appeal to older women with a stronger maternal instinct, but it is a liability here on Battlefield Martinez.
Jean-Luc, his body is betraying his degeneracy pretty hard. Maybe you can ask him to leave.
That is precisely the negligence that has led you to succumb to Al Ghul. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
Подышать в ладонь, Ким, все на самом деле так плохо. Ты прав, я алкоголик. Сейчас мне нужно снять с дерева мертвое тело. Алгуль, я просто выпиваю по выходным. Алгуль это алкоголь, все понял. Либо сними труп с дерева, либо впусти меня в порт.
No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the ham sandwich race is waning.
Show him the ham still got it.
Куда идти на шаг? Сейчас меня втащат на 2, наверное.
Begging for help. Attempting to pass fear for cooperation. How far the Occidental Haplogroup has fallen. You were once a noble and powerful race.
So?
You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Khoikos. But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted. You are obsessed with sadness and with frivolous pop culture. You will be superseded. Isn't that right, babe?
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor. This man is not budging. Let's hope his superiors inside are more cooperative.
Вы повесили вам снимать? Давай.
Enough with this begging. You should leave the stage of history with dignity by inviting the other races to a great world war. Bring your troops to the Seminine Islands and to Boogie Street and we will pulverize you. When you are gone, we will build a museum for you. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality you call art, and your microcephalic skulls.
Грубая сила. Или концептуализация. Надо немного, да? А, не, вообще. А, ну 6 надо выкинуть. 4 у меня есть.
Go ahead.
Да я один, два.
Just ask for race secrets.
Секреты раз. Меня привлекает. Отсыпь немного, а? Ну давай отсыпь.
Inane popular culture lingo. It is intellectually uninteresting to sock anything to an infant such as you.
Что означает татуировки?
Racists are generally not very good examples of their race. I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenologic grid on my skull and features. This should dispel any doubt.
Жесть. Краниометрия. Я не такой, как они. Я краниометрическое совершенство. Ты прав, это краниометрическое совершенство. У моей расы нет ни единого шанса промолчать.
Your silence betrays your inferiority. You do not have a reply. You should enter a deep race slumber. Perhaps in 4,000 years there is need for a servile homunculus.
О, кружку покажу.
Does not so much as glance at the object.
Тебе какой нравится? Ты не
Stop showing me your pathetic cup. I have no interest in it.
Ты служишь профсоюзу, верно? Он выкрутится.
Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that.
There must be some friction there. He's keeping it well hidden, however.
Блин, это тоже с намеком? Или это просто да? Вот это тоже непонятно, как он. Давайте с первого начнем.
Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront polycultural capital. Something your race, naivistic communists, never did. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic.
Таинственный четвертый вариант это и есть. Давайте.
Jam. Individualism. You have gotten these ideas from degenerate youth culture, have you not? You have picked them up from rock and roll songs? Offshoots of the Seminoles people invented disco while having sex under the influence of cocaine. It is a shame upon my race. But what is done is done. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminoles race.
Семенинцы. Снять тело.
What you need is to come to terms with extinction and never getting that dead body down from the tree.
Оглядывается на кнопку за спиной, и татуировка на его лице складывается в едва заметную улыбку.
I think this racist is better than the last, but the next racist will be the really good one.
Думаю, этот расист лучше прошлого.
That will be the...
Это будет. Это будет наш расист на счастье. Откуда ты знаешь, что будет следующий расист? Да, мне предыдущий расист тоже больше понравился.
He will grant us 3 wishes.
Он исполнит 3 наших желания.
Your pedomorphic friend has quick wits, a protruding occiput, and an indented zygomatic bone.
The lieutenant does not flinch.
You should keep him close. The congenital defect of farsightedness does not render him a complete invalid. He still has the use of his mind.
Так, я так понимаю, что все.
We still need to get into the harbor. We need help with the tree situation. There must be another way.
На крышу танцев и на двор. Ну, не понимаю просто, есть ли смысл... Я еще ничего не раскрыл, вот в чем прикол. Есть ли смысл... это мы потом там будем бегать, да? И будем там все ништяки собирать. Не получилось, братан. Что скажешь?
Hola, wandering man. How can I help you? Sorry. Busy surveying the situation. I'm sure you'll figure something out. You guys have all sorts of gadgets these days.
Может, сейчас полно всяких басов.
Wiretapping, telescopic batons, futuristic circuit bending to infiltrate harbor machinery. Maybe you could even knock that Kowalson crane over using some remote controls. Or calling in tactical air support. You guys have air support, right?
Где у нас есть поддержка с воздуха?
I get it. Hush hush about the secret technology.
Something changes in his disposition, a merciful smile in the corner of his eye.
All right, I may have some advice for you on how to deal with Jean-Luc there, out of solidarity to the RCM. It's low in technology, however. First, don't fight him, obviously. Second, Get him to share his theory by being subordinate. Admit your lack of expertise. Basically grovel. That's how I do it. You're welcome.
Можешь даже немного поприсмыкаться. Так поступил бы я. Торгуйся до билета и заканчивать. Не стоит благодарности.
Maybe that would work. We'll have to see.
Так, ну что, давайте сделаем. Вот он стоит там в этом пенечке. Как будто не при делах совсем. Концептуализация. Дай мне силу, электрохимия, полицейская волна, электрохимия, скорость реакции, внушение, сумрак. Ну, стойкость нет, уже не будем на нее полагаться. Давай еще внушение. А, концептуализация минус. Окей. Давай попробуем.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you.
Пусть совет маньяна.
Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
В этом деле главная классификация. Так. Так, твоя раса пала еще ниже с тех пор, как я видел тебя в последний раз. Ты себя совсем запустил. Я вроде даже не переоделся. Может, переоделся, не хочу это делать. Отказаться. Головорез. Головомер. Фу. Я новичок в этом деле, помоги мне разобраться в его расах. В его расах расскажи, какие расы существуют. Вот как? Смотри на тебя, лейтенант. Но мне интересно прошептать это для дела. В общем, по зрелому рассуждению, пожалуй, нет. Отказаться от возможности изучить современную расовую теорию. Прошептать ли? Да, прошепчет.
The lieutenant looks toward the harbor's electronic door, and then to you. He lets out an audible sigh.
You are obviously a liberal, Sayerlight. A polyculturalist. I can see it from your love of microtechnology and your sartorial choices. Do not deny your friend the truth you have denied yourself. There are 3 categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, the servile races. And the vile CF race cauldron of pederasty. Which one do you need education on?
Сервильный, survival, выживающая раса, наверное, он имеет в виду. Каких ты хочешь узнать? Типа Е. Отвратительный расовый котел, педерастии, пожалуйста.
Those are the Simones, the Areopagite, and the Occidentals, excluding the Maun, of course. The Maun are riddled with eczema to the point where they find it impossible to smile. They are all lactose intolerant, a common result of inbreeding. A receding genetic pool has led the Maun on reprehensible street parades. In Maun cities like Stadskanal and Vredefort, wearing wooden clogs on their feet and little green tassels on their hats. You know them by the names of their nation states. The Oranese, the Gotwaldians, and the Königsteiners. My people simply call them Maun.
Мой народ.
The Maun are proof that you can have too much Occidental racial purity and tassel-centric culture. Inbreeding has led to a lactose-intolerant subrace whom no one can take seriously. The Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and Messina, the ancient Meteorans of Meteo by the golden Pisantic Sea, the Suren of Sur-la-Clé, and even the North Königsteiners, all have type A race propensities. The other large mondial civilization, the Mesk, are too yellow and oleaginous to count as a heroic race. True, they are violent and expansionist, but they have a glandular problem.
Пальцем себе по лицу. Он правда, чё? У них проблемы с секрецией.
Overproduction of sebum. Sebum is leaking into their brains, making them listen to El Mariachi music and eat toxic minced meat-based food, which in turn only produces more sebum. As proven by the Maun and the Mesk, Occidental type A is in retrograde. The Seminese and the Areopagite are on the ascent.
Блин, короче, я запутаюсь в этой фигне. В чем разница между семеницами продолжать впитывать мудрость?
The Areopagites are sleek, long-headed. The Seminese are powerful, mesomorphic. The former is an immutable progenitor, unchanged since the Super Isola of Pericarnassus. Ancient brains rest in their slender skulls. The latter is perfected and adapting. Together they form the Simeno-Areopagite or Simeopagite super race. That is all. There are no more type A races in the world.
Nature was not capable of more.
Type B are the unheroic races, amorphous non-competitors of the great race. The Khoikos and the Vacholiers, they are mud-colored people. To an untrained eye, the Khoiko appear white and pinkish, like a ham sandwich. But look into their eyes and you will see. They are of an indistinct muddy color, and so is their skin, unhealthy, sweaty, and ashen. Pinkness is a racial quality that has to be earned through centuries of advanced ballistic warfare and cultural domination that the Grad people have undergone for drinking al ghul and smoking the degenerate tobacco herb and for eating potato.
Алгу. Ну это как алкоголь он произносит. Алкуль.
The Khoiko, the countless micronationalities of Grad, are all inexplicably obsessed with potat. The only thing they like more is dividing into microscopic ethnostates, like political amoeba. The Vacholians, halfway between type A and the racial cauldron, too mixed to know right from wrong. You tried your degenerate little revolution, which was the single greatest failure committed by humans in our 82,000-year history on this planet.
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening, but that seems a little off.
Я точно знаю, что наша история не такая длинная. Как мне казалось, революция была полезна и необходима. Как мне кажется, революцию устроили дегенеративные мародеры, а не весь ревашольский народ. Прогнуть дурацкие мысли о политике. Что это была за революция?
The revolution came to Ravachol from Grad, in Zarath-ridden potato carts. It is literally an illness. A prion disease that leaves the parietal and frontal lobe ridden with holes. A soft, sponge-like mass of dementia, hallucination, and paranoia. The revolution is fatal familial insomnia. A hereditary prion condition passed from the Khoiko to the Occidentals. But not sexually. Probably through trade routes and potate acid, the prime component of the potato plant. Enough of type mediocrity. Tips CF are a museum of failed chimeric experiments and tragic maladaptations. They are tortured creatures waiting to be put to sleep. Your morbid interest in them worries me. Lesser races like the mosquito, a grotesque mixture of a masked woman and a Seminese man. Only possible if the mother is masked and the father Seminese. The other way around, they fail to produce offspring. The mosquito is born sterile, like a donkey. All they have left is to ride customized motor carriages with hydraulic suspension, listening to aggressive El Mariachi music to vent their impotent despair.
То есть он слышал, как приехал, да, Ким?
It seems unlikely that two human beings produce genetically sterile offspring.
Я что-то не понял, но разве все люди не похожи настолько, чтобы их дети не были генетически стерильными? Что-нибудь еще?
Then there is the Semino Koiki Chimera. Are you sure you wish to know of the Semino Koiki Chimera? It is not an aesthetic site. The Koiko, as you know, are very servile, especially when they meet the rich man. Racial scientists have toyed with the idea of crossing the Seminese with the Koiko to produce a super worker of Seminese strength and great servility. This will never happen. The Seminese and the Koiko may have similar interbreeding problems as the mosquito. We will never know precisely. No Seminese man could maintain an erection in the suffocating potato stench of a Koiko woman or
Блин, я уже так слушаю чисто. Ну, нифига не понимаю.
There is a strange sadness in his tone, a less than heroic melancholy this time.
The heart that pumps the hemoglobin is mysterious, and so is its dark will. Enough of these personal matters. Have you been educated to all the rasotype now?
He does not seem angry, nor does the woman look affected. She just twirls her hair. Perhaps they've been through this and established an accord.
Проходили. Так, итак, я узнал про все типы, теперь я понимаю современную расовую теорию.
You understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what is the race enigma? You have not even worded the mystery, let alone solved it. We will see.
Access to the Union is important for our investigation, but there may be another way in, without becoming a race theoretician.
Am I mildly worried he might take it seriously, the lieutenant thinks. Yes, I am, he concludes. I am worried.
You need to internalize what you have heard here today, then return to me. This clarity does not come instantly.
Понял, принял. Современная расовая теория. А что, я не могу его усвоить? Все места забиты? А, разблокировать за... А, за очко. Так, что такое хамивю? Тряпка собирательства можно выкинуть. Вообще вот это едкое эхо можно. Сила воли +1. Остановить. Что там едкое эхо? 60%. И это усваивать. Драма -1. Интеллект +2. Современная расовая теория -1. Чего? Переиграйте всех, врите, но не дайте обмануть себя. Интеллект +2. Это основа. А, драма понизится на единицу. Временный бонус за исследование -1 драма. Обманутый абсурдом. Ну окей, сколько надо? 1:40. Все, пора гулять. В чем заключается загадка? Раз. Окей, давай поговорим о другом. Да, давай уйдем. Что, подожди, там за ответ? Напомни свою лютую классификацию раз. Окей, надо обдумать. И мне тоже надо обдумать, переспать с этим, так сказать. Поэтому давайте на этом прервемся. Встретимся в следующей серии. Пока всем хорошего настроения. До скорого, пока.